Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're so much welcome. This is Economics, the channel where we get to talk about everything economics in simple terms. Guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you guys for always sticking around. It means a lot to me. So guys, in my last video, we talked about classification of market based on channel of distribution, volume of the business, or quantity of goods. But in this video, we are actually going to be talking about production, types of production, and the factors of production. When we say production, production actually refers to all of the activity that is involved in the creation of goods and the rendering of services. It refers to the creation of satisfaction. The production is actually not complete until goods get to their final consumer. Now, there are basically types of production. We basically have two types of production. Number one, we have direct production, and then we have indirect production. Now, direct production refers to this type of production whereby goods are actually produced, goods are made, but the main aim for making these goods is not for sale. The main aim is for satisfaction, for family satisfaction, for personal satisfaction of the um the producer. It can also be for the satisfaction of his own family. So the main aim of this type of production is not to make profit, is to satisfy himself, that's the producer himself or his family. Then we have indirect production. Now, indirect production refers to this type of production whereby it involves the production of goods and services for the sole aim of selling. You actually want to make these goods and services in order to sell to people. So the main aim of this type of production is to sell to others in order to get funds, in order to get money, profit, or it can also be to produce these goods and then exchange with other producers in order to get what you want. We also have factors of production. Number one, we have um, land, then we have labor, we have capital, and then we have entrepreneur. Now, these are basically the four factors of production that we have. Then land is a free gift of nature. It is fixed in supply. That means you cannot actually increase the amount of land there is on the earth. You can actually increase the amount of land there is on the earth. Sometimes land can be subject to diminishing returns. Diminishing returns in the sense that if you use, for example, if you are farming on a piece of land and you keep on using that goods more and more, I'm sorry, the land more and more, it might start reducing the value, the yield of such product that, of such goods that are actually going to be growing in that particular land will not be as the first one. Okay, so that's what we mean by land is subject to diminishing returns. Sometimes it's subject to diminishing returns, especially in farming situations. And then we also have the land is actually immobile. Land cannot be moved from place to place. Even if you are relocating out of a particular place, you cannot carry your land on your head. Yes, and to another place. Now, guys, the reward for land is rent. We all know that. And if you don't, you already know. Yes. Then we have labor. Labor actually refers to all human efforts that is actually put into production. All human efforts that is actually put into production. It refers to both mental effort, physical effort, all anything that is a human effort that is used to produce goods is what we call labor. And labor can be of two types. We can have skilled labor or an unskilled labor. Now, skilled labor refers to this type of labor whereby formal training is actually needed to do this kind of activities. Like, you need to be adequately prepared, you need to be, educated before you can actually become a skilled laborer. Examples, we have doctors. Before you can become a doctor, you need to go to medical school. First of all, university, you need to go to medical school, blah blah blah. You need to like acquire knowledge. You need to be well trained. Lawyer, on the other hand, is a skilled laborer. Teacher, accountant, etc., etc. They're all skilled laborers. Then we have unskilled laborers. Unskilled labor refers to this kind of labor that does not actually involve so much formal training. You just need maybe little or no formal training. For example, a janitor is an unskilled laborer. You don't really need so much skill to be a janitor. Messengers, etc., etc. They're all unskilled laborers. Now, guys, let's move to capital. Capital refers to all man-made assets used in production, man-made resources, raw materials, assets, etc. that is actually used in production. And capital is actually a man-made asset. Is made by man, unlike land that is actually that comes naturally. Capital is a man-made asset. Examples of capital can include physical cash, machines, raw materials used in production, etc., etc. Now, the reward for capital is interest. Then, last but not least, we have the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur refers to this factor of production that coordinates all the other factors of production. It's a very important personality. He's one who coordinates. He's one who makes decisions. He bears risks. He does a bunch of other things. So basically, he just coordinates all the other factors of production such that production can take place. He makes sure he even determines the quantity and the proportion to which all the other factors of production are being used or utilized in production activity. Thank you guys. I hope you've learned a lot from this video. Please do well to subscribe, do well to comment down below, and do well to like this video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.